hill from the Inkois Circle, on the left-hand side at the end of the road is situated the Indian National Centre for Ocean Information Services. Located in Hyderabad in Pragati Nagar, it is an autonomous body under the Ministry of Earth Sciences. Cut out of forested hills and cradled in the greenery that remained is the main building that houses the operational units of Inkois. It is mandated to provide ocean information and advisory services to the society through systematic and focused research.
Tsunami is a series of large waves of extremely long wavelength and period usually generated by undersea or near the coast disturbance. Big tsunami waves can be formed when a sudden displacement of a large volume of water occurs, which happens usually due to undersea earthquake that triggers a sudden rise of the seafloor or submarine or subaerial landslides. The major earthquakes occur in the regions of the earth characterized by tectonic subduction zones, along with the tectonic plate boundaries. Two such regions in the Indian Ocean are Andaman-Sumatra subduction zone, which extends from the Himalayan front southward through Myanmar to floors of Indonesia, and the Makran subduction zone, which is located near north of Arabian Sea, comprising southeastern Iran and southwestern Pakistan. Should a tsunami occur in these zones due to major earthquake, the waves in an extreme case will reach the coast within 10 to 20 minutes, causing only very little time left to warn the areas at risk. So, a fast and accurate determination of an earthquake parameters like location, magnitude, depth is essential for fast tsunami early warning system. So, we have around 400 seismic stations configured here to detect an earthquake occurring anywhere in the world within 8 to 10 minutes. However, not all earthquakes generate a tsunami, so we have to measure sea level changes too. For that, we have tsunami buoys and tide gauge stations. As the sensor network supplies data at only few points, we need simulations in order to synthesize an overall picture of the situation. In this case, we take the help of computer models to ascertain the wave arrival times and wave heights. All available data, information, modeling results finally flow together into a decision support system, which is used in reaching a decision on whether a tsunami warning is to be disseminated or not. On the basis of available information, the responsible person on duty can very quickly get an overview of the situation and generate advisory. If the decision of dissemination is yes, then the bulletins are disseminated to all international, national, and local stakeholders.
Welcome to the Ocean State Forecast Lab of Inkois. This lab has a state-of-art facility that monitors the conditions of the ocean. This information is used by those who are venturing out into the sea, like the fishermen, Indian Navy and Indian Coast Guard, and those at the seashore like oil and gas exploration agencies, research organizations, etc. We provide forecast of waves, currents, tides not only for the seas of India but also for other Indian Ocean rim countries. This information is important for the daily planning of the users, but more so during extreme conditions like cyclones, search and rescue operations in the sea, and oil spills. During cyclones and other extreme situations, based on the forecast information, alerts are issued along with IMD in the form of joint bulletins to the general public as well as the administrators of the coastal stretch under risk, so that the population under threat is relocated to safer places. Prior information on the state of the seas is thus vital for the smooth operational activities in the sea, so that the users can take appropriate informed decisions based on the forecast sea state conditions, saving life and property.
The concerted efforts of the scientists from ocean development, space and fisheries science have culminated into a unique service to provide a short-term forecast, widely known as potential fishing zone advisories, using the remote sensing satellite data. Indian Space Research Organization India has launched a high-resolution ocean color satellite for monitoring of the chlorophyll in the ocean, which is one of the main parameters used in generation of PFZ advisories along with the sea surface temperature. Scientists at the Space Application Center SAC have developed a methodology to integrate sea surface temperature and chlorophyll images to generate the PFZ advisories, and this methodology was transferred to Indian National Center for Ocean Information Services, Hyderabad, for operationalization of the service. And at present, INCOIS is serving about 7 lakhs of fishermen who have directly registered with INCOIS. So India's achievement in this particular field is very unique and was internationally recognized as a matured operational application of satellite oceanography.
Welcome to HPLC lab. This instrument is called HPLC, which is abbreviated for High Performance Liquid Chromatography. This machine is used for separation, identification and quantification of different components in a sample mixture. HPLC is primarily comprised of mobile phase and stationary phase. Mobile phase is the solvent that is used as sample carrier. Stationary phase is the HPLC column filled with adsorbent materials. The other parts are autosampler for programmed injection of samples into the HPLC loop, the photodiode array detector that measures sample absorbance, the degasser that ensures no entrapping of air bubble in the mobile phase. HPLC relies on a pump for pressurized flow of mobile phase containing sample mixture into the stationary phase. In the stationary phase, different components of the sample mixture interacts differently with the adsorbent material, causing different flow rates, which results in separation of the components as they flow out of the column. Subsequently, the components are passed into the detector and the detector generates signal equal to the magnitude of the respective component. The entire process is fully automatic and commanded through the attached computer using specific software. Here at INCOIS, we are using HPLC for characterization of phytoplankton pigments and chromatographic taxonomy. This pigment database will be very useful in understanding phytoplankton ecology, photoadaptation, and defining sensors for autonomous buoy-based and remote sensor-based observations.
Under Ecosystem-Based Fishery Advisory Service initiative of the MFAS program, a project called Modeling of the Primary Productivity has been initiated, under which this lab for the isotope ratio mass spectrometer is being established.
So to reach from the chlorophyll image to the productivity based map, we need to do some experiments on board using the carbon-13 tracer to preserve those samples and analyze them in the mass spectrometer, get two parameters, which is the initial soak and the saturation number called alpha B and PMB. Usually the productivity varies with the light, it increases with the intensity of the light, but it also saturates at a time. So the initial increase is denoted by alpha B and the peak is denoted by the PMB. So we preserve those samples, do the experiment on board, preserve the samples, bring it into the lab and analyze it in the instrument, which has two components. First is elemental analyzer, where we put the sample, burn them, produce the gas, carbon dioxide, and bring that lab to the main instrument, which is called the isotope ratio mass spectrometer. Here the carbon isotopes 12 and 13 are getting separated depending upon the mass, and the counts are measured. These counts are then converted into the PI curve, and the two parameters alpha B and PMB are estimated. Now once we have this alpha B and PMB, then we use a suitable model, these two numbers and the satellite derived chlorophyll images to produce productivity map. In future, we will be using this productivity map to give the PFZ advisories. The usefulness of this productivity map is we are one step closer to the actual biomass or the actual amount of organic matter which is available to the fish and most likely it will give us the better number or the better PFG advisories in the future. Thank you.
This is the satellite data reception facility in NCOIS campus. If you want to receive any real-time satellite data, this kind of facility is required. Technically, we are calling it as a ground station. If you establish any ground station, the range of the ground station is 2,800 kilometers. This is the OceanSat-2 data reception and processing facility established in NCOIS with the support of ISRO. This whole technology is ingeniously developed by ISRO, and this is the RF and servo controller. The servo controller helps to focus the antenna and track the satellites, and RF unit helps to receive the sensor recorded information and the conversion of this information into digital form. So this digital data, we are calling it as a level 0 or raw product. So using that raw product, we are deriving the different kinds of products, ocean and atmosphere and land products. If you come to the ocean products, sea surface temperature, chlorophyll and attenuation coefficient. If you come to the atmospheric products, fog product and cloud top temperatures. If you come to the land, vegetation index products we are generating. So whatever we are seeing on the screen is the live satellite data reception. It is covering the Himalayan region. Our ground stations covers this total North Indian Ocean, and this real-time satellite data is available at NCOIS.
Now you can see we have disassembled enter glider. This is actually part of the sea glider. We have the bladder. Once the oil will be here. So once it is there at the surface means oil will be full. When it goes down, while it is going down, oil will be sucked from the bladder to the reservoir. These are the different sensors of sea glider. One is the dissolved oxygen. This is the dissolved oxygen measurement Andera Aptode, and we have FLBB, fluorescence and chlorophyll backscattering measuring equipment. Our PAR, photosynthetically active radiation sensor. This is the PAR. And this is the CT of the glider. This is the conductivity cell and the temperature thermistor. This is sitting on top of the glider where we have removed right now.
The UCTD is a ship-based system for the measurement of conductivity and temperature profiles while underway. It is capable of profiling to over 400 meters at a ship speed of 10 knots.
Lagrangian floats have been used in oceanography for several decades to make observations of global ocean circulation and water column structure. This float consists of two CTD sensors, one on the top and one on the bottom of the float, measuring temperature and conductivity of seawater. There is an upward-looking current profiler attached to this float called Aquadope, which measures current profiles of top 50 meters. There are two optical sensors in this float that measures the light attenuation with depth. This particular float has an additional buoyancy engine for operating in highly light surface waters of Bay of Bengal. Data from such floats are very useful to study the fine-scale apparition variations associated with the passage of cyclones, mixing and stability analysis, etc.
The VMP250 is a vertical microstructure turbulence profiler for the measurement of dissipation scale turbulence in oceans and lakes up to 1000 meter depth, developed by Rockland Scientific International. It is equipped with state-of-art microstructure vertical probes, shear probes, high-resolution temperature sensors, thermistors, and a high-accuracy CTD sensor. The Azimuth system is a set of 7 very precise sensors that measure how energy and water move between the ocean and atmosphere. Those measurements are the raw materials for many calculations about climatic conditions. Azimuth stands for Air-Sea Interaction Meteorology. The system is used on ships and on buoys anchored in fixed locations in the ocean. The Azimuth system provides variables required to calculate air-sea fluxes at the necessary precision using 7 sensors. INCOIS hosts state-of-the-art computational facilities that include a high-performance computer and its allied infrastructure. The network and compute infrastructure are set up in such a manner that no single point of failure can affect the operational services.
Welcome to the data center of INCOIS. The INCOIS website is hosted on the state-of-the-art servers using latest software technologies. The web-based services has always remained one of the core areas of strength of INCOIS. The website services have over the years matured as a prime vehicle for providing ocean data, information and advisory services such as potential fishing zone, ocean state forecast, Indian Argo flows, tsunami early warnings, Indian Ocean, Global Ocean observing systems, etc. The web-based online delivery system facilitates the user with multilingual and WebGIS capabilities to query, analyze, visualize, and download the ocean data information. Development of various web applications and periodical updates of website are being carried out both in terms of information and facilities. INCOIS website being the primary medium to disseminate information of our products is designed using responsive layout, which enables access to a wider range of web browsers and devices, including mobiles and tablets. The website can be accessed at www.incois.gov.in.